Salespeople are born and not made. These were the words that my manager said to me in 1997 when I walked into his office to resign and I told him I was moving into a career in IT sales. He clearly had a stereotypical view of what a salesperson was, and I clearly didn't fit the mould. But as I stepped out with confidence into my new sales career, it did cause me to self-reflect. But it also gave me additional fuel that fired me to make this career a great success. So, fast forward 20 years, the recognition that I got recently was truly humbling, particularly within such a talented peer group. I thought it was only right that I acknowledge the pat on the back, so thanks everyone for your support in that. When I think about my own sales confidence that's come through being in sales and moving into sales leadership, it's come through time, it's come through gaining experience, and it's come through success. But it's been compounded by the time that I took to self-reflect and look back at my success and figure out how I codify that so that I could replicate my own success, but also so that I could help others as I moved into sales leadership become successful in their own right. So as I thought about what I talk about this evening, I thought about maybe I'll talk about some of the frameworks I've developed over the last 10, 15 years or so, and hopefully there are some things that you can take away from that. So when I think about the SaaS sales engine, for me it revolves around 5 key pillars. The first of those pillars is people, and each of these 5 pillars has 5 sub-pillars. And the 5 sub-pillars under people are hiring, ramping, increasing breadth of performance, coaching and development, and succession planning. And number 1 and 5 are intrinsically linked for me. I remember around 2008, in fact Tom Cassidy here just promoted me into my first sales leadership role at a company called Right Now Technologies. I was put on one of these high potential leaders of the future programs, and I was one of the most junior members that had ever been put on this program, which was relatively daunting, and our CEO liked to pick one of the sales heads to mentor one-to-one for that year. And it would go one of 2 ways. Either you'd disappear halfway through the year, never to be seen again, or you'd exit the year with a promotion and much more visibility in the company. And luckily I got through this process with Greg. On my very first call with him, he said to me, Jeremy, we've been talking a little bit about my aspirations and where I wanted to take my career. He said, Jeremy, is there someone in your team that could take your job tomorrow? So I kind of thought about it for a moment. I said, well, not at the moment. There's a few people I'm thinking about developing. He said, well, you're unpromotable at the moment, so I'm not even considering you for a future role. And that was kind of the first thing I took out of that was, when I'm hiring people, I'm looking for people I can develop who can be better than me, who will be knocking on my door quicker than I probably want them knocking on my door, asking for my job. And particularly in a high-growth SaaS business, we know that change is the only constant, so I need to be getting those people ready so that I'm promotable and I'm ready for that next opportunity. So when I thought about what I'll speak about this evening, I thought I'd start with kind of the first pillar of the sub-pillars and talk a little bit about hiring. I've been through a process recently of hiring some first-line leadership heads into my business, and I've kind of been a little bit surprised when I've asked people about how they hire and the lack of kind of conscious thought and the lack of process that underpins how they hire people. So maybe there's 2 or 3 things you can take away this evening that you can start applying within your own organisations. For me, hiring revolves around something I refer to as TEC. It's written down as a capital T, a small e, and a big C. It stands for talent, experience, and culture. For me, I'll look for talented people at the right point in their career, at the kind of bottom of that trajectory, that are a great cultural fit for my business. I can give them the experience and I can teach them the rest. If you give me someone with loads of experience who's a great cultural fit, that doesn't have any natural talent, I'm probably going to struggle to develop them. If you give me someone with raw talent, with loads of experience, but it's not a great cultural fit for our business, it's probably not going to work out. So I look for big T and big C. Underpinning that, I've got a number of lenses or frameworks that I use, and I'll share a couple of those with you as well. The first thing that I do in an interview is, I call it 3 legs on the stool. If you think about your life across your family, your work life, and your other interests outside work, it's important that the balance of those 3 legs is equal. If one of those legs is shaky, the stool's not going to be even. So just as Chris talked about, I look for something that someone's passionate about, someone that they can talk enthusiastically about, because I want to make sure that all 3 legs on their stool are balanced. Because I know that's a good hire, so coming to my business it's balanced. The stool also has to sit on a firm foundation, or else it's still going to be rocky, and that foundation for me is your health. So your personal life, your work life, your hobbies and interests, which is all released from the stress of work, on a foundation of health. That's lens number 1. Lens number 2, hungry, humble, people smart. Imagine it like a Venn diagram. Okay, it's an adaptation from a book called The Ideal Team Player. I'm looking for people that are hungry, humble, and people smart. And by people smart, I mean good emotional intelligence. You give me a salesperson that's hungry and humble, but with no emotional intelligence, it's not going to work out. Give me someone that's humble, good emotional intelligence, but no hunger, it's not going to work out. You play it in any one of those scenarios, I need to find people in the middle of that Venn diagram. Make sense? I'm going quite quickly here, so I've got quite a few people I want to get through. Third one, something that Greg taught me, the guy I'll see right now who invented me. He said there are 3 things you can't teach anyone. It's the 3 I's. So he said when you're hiring people into your team, find a way of identifying whether they exhibit these 3 traits. These 3 traits are intelligence, initiative, and integrity. If you haven't got those 3 things, there's nothing I can do about it. So people often ask me how I test for these things. I haven't got time to go through this, but I've done build a framework. If you ask me how I test whether someone's humble, I'll ask them, tell me about someone in your team or in your peer group that you work with that's better than you at something in an area that really matters to you. And you'd be surprised at the amount of salespeople that say, I'm the best in my team. Because they feel they should say that. So I'm looking for an element of humility, an element of emotional intelligence and self-awareness. People also ask me how I test for integrity. So I ask the question to say, if I was to talk to your peer group or your team, would they describe you as a person of integrity? Everyone says yes. So then you ask them, how would they have come to that conclusion? You'd be surprised at the amount of people that aren't able to answer that component of the question. So there are ways that you can test for this kind of thing. I guess the final thing I want to leave you with is, as I started hiring first-line leadership into the business and I moved into a second-line leadership role, I'd never hired leaders before. And I was trying to figure out whether TEC would apply. But actually I'm looking for experience when I'm hiring leaders. So I'm trying to adapt this model for a new profile individual that I'm learning to hire myself. And I've kind of settled in the last couple of weeks of talent, emotional intelligence and culture on the basis that you need experience, and there are many, many different leadership profiles out there. In a turnaround situation, you need someone relatively confrontational, aggressive, someone who can challenge the norm. In a startup environment, you need a very different personality profile. But underpinning all of those personality profiles is a strong emotional intelligence, which comprises of strong self-awareness, strong self-monitoring, and everything that falls within that emotional intelligence bucket. So I guess, to summarise, hiring for me is a very conscious process, and there are 2 reasons why I think it's important to have a framework. Firstly, if I'm recommending a senior hire to the business and I'm trying to articulate to our CEO why I should hire this individual, there's a very robust framework that I can point to in terms of how I hire consistently into the business. And secondly, as we're going through the hiring process and I'm involving my peers in that hiring, we're all talking common language. We're all referring to the same points, and we can make sure that any areas I don't cover in the interview, one of my colleagues can cover off, so we get a very balanced TEC score coming out of the process. That's me done. Thanks very much.